Ever wondered how mergers and acquisitions can influence an organization's culture? It's quite a fascinating process, and today we're going to dig into it. Company culture, that unique blend of shared values, beliefs, and practices, is the heartbeat of an organization. It's what shapes the way work gets done, how employees interact, and even how the outside world perceives the company. But what happens when two distinct cultures collide in a merger or acquisition? Well, let's just say it can get a little complicated. Imagine trying to mesh two different languages overnight. There could be misunderstandings, miscommunications, and a whole lot of frustration. That's what it can feel like when two companies with different cultures merge. These integration issues can lead to friction among employees, disrupting the harmony of the workplace. And it's not just about the day-to-day operations. Mergers and acquisitions can also take a toll on employee morale. The uncertainty and changes that come with these corporate maneuvers can leave employees feeling unsettled, affecting their engagement and overall job satisfaction. And then there's the question of identity. Each company has its own unique cultural identity, a distinct flavor that sets it apart from the rest. But in the whirlwind of a merger or acquisition, this identity can get lost. Companies often struggle to maintain their unique cultural identity post-merger, which can further exacerbate the integration challenges. So it's clear that mergers and acquisitions can have a profound impact on company culture. From integration issues to decreased employee morale, to the loss of identity, the effects can be far-reaching and deeply felt. But as we'll see in the upcoming scenes, with the right strategies, it's possible to navigate these cultural waters successfully. M&A can be a tumultuous time for an organization, reshaping its culture in profound ways. But remember, every challenge also brings with it an opportunity. And in the world of mergers and acquisitions, that opportunity is to create a new, stronger company culture that leverages the strengths of both organizations. So, how do companies navigate the stormy seas of cultural integration during M&A? Well, it all starts with diagnosing work practices. Leaders must roll up their sleeves and dive deep into the trenches to understand how work gets done in both organizations. They should examine the values, beliefs, and practices that define each company's culture. This process helps identify potential areas of conflict and harmony, laying the groundwork for a strategic integration plan. Once the leaders have a clear picture of the cultural landscape, they can start setting priorities. Here, they must decide which cultural aspects are crucial to retain and which ones can be harmonized. This involves tough decisions. For instance, if one company values autonomy while the other emphasizes collaboration, the leaders must find a balance that respects both cultures while fostering a united front. Now comes the challenging part: supporting change. Change is always difficult, but it's particularly tricky when it involves altering ingrained cultural practices. Leaders must implement management practices that align with the new, combined culture. This could involve establishing new communication channels, redefining roles and responsibilities, or even altering the physical workspace. Throughout this process, the role of leadership is paramount. Cultural integration isn't something that can be delegated or left to chance. It requires active, top-down involvement from the leadership team. Leaders must not only set the vision, but also serve as role models, embodying the new culture in their actions and decisions. Moreover, leaders must remember that cultural integration is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It takes time for employees to adapt to new ways of working, and leaders must be patient, supportive, and open to feedback. In essence, managing cultural integration is like conducting a symphony. Each company brings its own unique melody to the table. The conductor's job is to harmonize these melodies, creating a beautiful composition that resonates with all members of the orchestra. Successful cultural integration requires thoughtful planning and active involvement from the leadership. The result is a merged entity that's greater than the sum of its parts, ready to face the challenges of the business world together. Let's take a look at an example where cultural clashes proved detrimental: the merger of Daimler-Benz and Chrysler. This merger, announced in 1998, was touted as a merger of equals, a perfect blend of German engineering prowess and American marketing savvy. But beneath this rosy picture, significant cultural differences lurked, leading to what is now regarded as one of the most notable failures in merger history. Daimler-Benz, a symbol of German precision and formality, and Chrysler, an epitome of American creativity and flexibility, found their cultures to be more of a chasm than a blend. The Germans were used to a hierarchical, methodical approach, whereas the Americans thrived in a more relaxed, entrepreneurial environment. This stark contrast in work practices led to misunderstandings, resentment, and ultimately, discord. Then there was the issue of compensation. Daimler executives, accustomed to modest salaries and high-end perks, were taken aback by the hefty pay packages of their Chrysler counterparts. This disparity sowed seeds of discontent, further widening the cultural divide. Additionally, the company's differing philosophies proved to be a sticking point. Daimler-Benz, with its focus on high-quality, high-cost vehicles, clashed with Chrysler's emphasis on affordable cars for the mass market. This philosophical disconnect hindered the creation of a unified strategic direction, causing friction in decision-making processes. These cultural clashes culminated in a lack of trust and cooperation, severely impacting the integration process. The merger, instead of being a merger of equals, turned into what many describe as a takeover, with Daimler-Benz imposing its culture and practices on Chrysler. The result? A demoralized workforce, a loss of Chrysler's unique identity, and a decline in market share. By 2007, Daimler-Benz had sold off most of Chrysler, marking the end of a tumultuous alliance. Daimler-Benz and Chrysler's story serves as a stark reminder of the damage unaddressed cultural differences can cause in M&A. It underscores the importance of not only recognizing but also effectively managing cultural differences to ensure a successful integration. But not all stories end in failure. Consider the acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover by Tata. This tale of corporate integration is a testament to the powerful effect of understanding and effectively addressing cultural differences in the merger and acquisition process. In 2008, Tata Motors, part of India's Tata Group, acquired the iconic British luxury car brands Jaguar and Land Rover from Ford. The acquisition was seen as a bold move, given the vast cultural differences between the Indian conglomerate and the British automakers. One might think that the Indian and British corporate cultures would clash, leading to a turbulent integration. Yet, Tata managed to navigate these cultural differences successfully, leading to a profitable integration and rejuvenation of the Jaguar Land Rover brands. How did they do it? Tata began by acknowledging and respecting the rich heritage and distinct cultures of Jaguar and Land Rover. They understood the importance of these brands' identities and made conscious efforts to preserve them, rather than imposing their own culture and ways of working. They also adopted a hands-off approach to management, allowing the British automakers to operate independently while providing strategic and financial support. This approach not only minimized cultural friction, but also empowered Jaguar Land Rover to leverage its strengths and expertise. Tata's leadership also understood the importance of communication in managing cultural integration. They kept the lines of communication open, ensuring that employees at all levels were engaged and informed throughout the process. The result? A successful cultural integration that has been instrumental in turning Jaguar Land Rover into a profitable entity, contributing significantly to Tata Motors' bottom line. The two brands have continued to innovate and launch new models, all while maintaining their unique identities and heritage. Tata and Jaguar Land Rover's success story shows us that cultural differences, when addressed effectively, can pave the way for a prosperous merger. It serves as a strong example of how understanding, respecting, and effectively managing cultural differences can lead to a successful integration, benefiting companies and their employees alike. So, what have we learned about the effects of M&A on company culture? We've delved into the profound impacts mergers and acquisitions can have on company culture, which, as we've seen, can significantly influence the success or failure of the integration process. From integration issues to employee morale and the struggle to maintain a unique cultural identity, the challenges are many. But these challenges aren't insurmountable. By diagnosing work practices, setting priorities, and supporting change, businesses can manage cultural integration effectively. Remember the tale of Daimler-Benz and Chrysler? It's a stark reminder of what can happen when cultural clashes aren't addressed, leading to an eventual collapse of the merger. Conversely, Tata's acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover stands as a testament to successful cultural integration, demonstrating the profitability that can be achieved when differences are managed effectively. The key takeaways from our exploration are clear. First and foremost, cultural fit is critical. A lack of cultural cohesion is a primary reason for the failure of M&A integrations. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the people and how they interact, how they work, and what they value. Secondly, top-down leadership is necessary. The integration process must be led from the top, with the leadership team committed to managing the cultural change. Leaders set the tone, and their commitment to the new combined culture is instrumental in guiding the rest of the organization through the transition. Lastly, employee engagement is vital for a successful cultural transition during M&A. Employees are the lifeblood of any organization, and their buy-in is crucial in navigating the challenges that come with cultural integration. While M&A can offer strategic advantages, paying attention to cultural integration is crucial for realizing the full potential of the merger. So next time you hear about a merger or acquisition, remember to consider the cultural implications.